Car Trophy here at Amaroo Park. Position 1, Paul Trevethan in a Cortina. Alongside him, Bruce Allen in a Mini. On the second row, Peter Hopwood in the big Impala. Gary Rogers, watch him, in a Mustang. John Mann in a Mustang, and Ken Matthews in a Mustang. All Mustangs up front. Behind, David Clement in a Mini, Frank Dartell in a Mini, Ron Hodgson in a Mini, Greg Topfer in a Holden, Barry Jupp, Cortina, and 12th spot, Robert Tweedy in a Mini. But there are another 13 cars after that. It's a big field. You can see them pouring down now to take up their place at the start-finish line.
Somebody's missing. Bruce Allen is missing off the front row of the grid.
Well, he had trouble earlier on today in a warm-up race. Pulled to the side of the road. Was going very well, but he may not be a starter. He's certainly not there on the front of the grid, which does make things easier for Peter Hopwood in the big Impala on the left. That's the little tyres on the big car. And the man to watch, I suggest, alongside him, Gary Rogers, who's moved over from driving the hot touring cars to the more enjoyable area, I suspect, of Appendix J. He's in the Mustang, and he'll have a clear run. As you can see, there's no car in front of him, except Paul Trevethan's Cortina to one side, and Trevethan will certainly be watching in his mirror to see what might happen up on the left, where Rogers can be expected to make a big start. He'll be quicker off the line than the smaller engined Lotus Cortina.
Well, a magnificent crowd turned out here today for the Scholastic 300 at Amaroo Park. Early thrills coming up, though, in the Appendix J touring car race. Promises to be quite a good scramble over 5 laps. There's the scene as we look up Bitchupave Hill. You can see the people wall to wall heading up into the top corner, with only 30 seconds away from the start of the Appendix J Touring Car Trophy, which incorporates the New South Wales Victoria Challenge.
Cars to watch, Paul Trevethan on the front. For the cars he'll be watching, Peter Hopwood in the Impala on the left of your screen, and the man I suggest who is the man to watch, Gary Rogers, car 34, the Mustang.
It's going to be a drag race between that pair up the hill, so Trevethan will want to plant his foot and get out of the way in a hurry, I'd suggest.
Okay, we await the start of the Appendix J Touring Car race. Racing. Just look at the Impala get off, smoking it all the way down to the ground, but Trevethan is away very, very quickly indeed. Gary Rogers making a quick start here on the outside of Peter Hopwood as they catch Trevethan, running up to the top of Bitchupave for the first time. They're 3 wide, coming over the top.
He's gone. Hopwood holds it sideways, but he's controlling it.
Oh, get out of it, he said.
Trevethan shows a lot of bravery by hitting him sideways, and it's Trevethan who'll lead. Peter Hopwood is getting it all together. He's got Gary Rogers on the outside, and behind John Mann and Ken Matthews in Mustangs, and what a sensational first corner.
Got to hand it to Peter Hopwood. How did he keep that car on the road?
Oh, he's got used to it with that. Coming down the Honda corner, Trevethan still out here running strongly. Peter Hopwood in second place, looking for Rogers back in fourth at the moment. There's Trevethan going through. Rogers up to third and now making a move on Peter Hopwood as they come down past the lake for the first time to the right-hander.
Not going to be easy for Rogers to find a way around this huge car that Hopwood's driving in front of him.
Well, Hopwood drives it so spiritedly, and he puts it sideways, not deliberately, just the way the car has to be driven. An enormous bulk. Look at the back of the car as he slides it round the corner. Hey, takes a coat of paint with him. Well, he wanted it anyhow. Now, can Rogers get by? Because the car is quick in a straight line, and Hopwood loses the car on the top. He loses none of his bravery, though. He just hangs on. You watch the way he comes around the corner. Well, a bit more control that time, and he's still in front of Gary Rogers, who's desperately trying to find a way around, because Paul Trevethan, who was fastest in practice, is getting away from him.
Well, Trevethan's smiling all the while. The scrap's going on behind him because it's giving him a free run in front. He doesn't want Rogers to get past Hopwood, I would suggest.
Down towards Mazda corner again, the Cortina with Paul Trevethan out in front. Here's the scrap for second between the big Impala, driven by Peter Hopwood, and Gary Rogers in the Mustang 34.
Well, Trevethan has a lead of about 10 car lengths, 10 Cortinas, about 6, I suppose, of the Impalas.
John Mann and Ken Matthews following up in 4th and 5th places, both in Mustangs, and David Clement in a Mini in 6th spot at the present time.
The leader, we've just been advised, Paul Trevethan, has been penalised 1 minute for starting before the flag had dropped.
Well, he's going to need to open up a big space between himself and the other pair if he's going to win this race, then, to cancel out a 1 minute penalty. Can't be done.
No, it can't be done, and it's a great shame. You know, the minutes seem so severe under many circumstances. 5 seconds, maybe 10 seconds, but Trevethan, we've been advised, faces a 1 minute penalty for starting just before the flag dropped. I don't blame him with those Mustangs and Chevys behind him. I'd have got out of the way even earlier.
Well, a minute round here is a lap, and this is only a 5-lap race.
The big battle, though, is for second and third. Here they come with the towering bulk of the wide, enormous width of the Chevy Impala. Still in front of Gary Rogers. The Mustang's no small car, but it looks almost tiny by comparison with the big Impala. the understeer on the Chevy then, the way Peter Hopwood had to take a massive bite of the steering wheel, turn the tyres in. They're only narrow tyres that these cars run. They haven't gone to the widths of current touring cars. This was in the era when you ran tyres that looked like tyres, not like tennis court rollers. A bit of a wag of the tail of that big Chevy.
Trio of Mustangs in there now behind the Chev.
That's Gary Rogers in 34, very close. If he could just find a way past. It's not only the width, though, it's the sheer power of this car, because up the hill, the Chevy is just as fast as the Mustang. In fact, he pulled away a little bit, but it's up here that Gary could get by, and it's up here that Peter Hopwood has to bring out all his considerable driving skills to hold the car on the track and go around as quickly as he does.
Rogers tries for the inside line, just not quite the power there, though.
They're close, though. Past Peter Warren, moving to the back straight, and still car number 9, Peter Hopwood. A ton of pressure coming here from Gary Rogers. Rogers was very, very quick in practice earlier this morning. Down to Honda Corner. That's running out.
Paul Trevethan in the Cortina, about 70, 80 metres ahead of this pair, but of course a 1-minute penalty on him for jumping the start. So the real race is this pair on screen, second and third, Hopwood and Rogers, Impala and Mustang.
We can see the 5 cars, they're coming around the corner now. They're the second group of 4. But the Mini, which just saw coming around the bend on the lakeside of the track here, David Clement. An extraordinary achievement by David. Rolled the car in practice. Last lap, rebuilt the car, and he's back having worked all night with his team, running in 6th place, which is an outstanding achievement by the little car. This is the fellow who's leading, though. Trevethan leading the race, maybe facing the minute penalty, which will put him well and truly out of contention. The great scrap, though, going on behind him between Peter Hopwood and Gary Rogers. You can see the gap that he's opened up between the next lot. Here there are Mustangs there pressing Hopwood. Can he hold them out? 34 is Gary Rogers, then John Mann in 54. And then a little bit further back, Ken Matthews. So lots of Mustangs behind this fella now. Oh, he's gone a bit wide there. That might just be the opportunity that Rogers needs. He's put the car beside him, but he can't quite match the acceleration of the big Chevy. How can he go into braking? There's another Mustang coming in there as Mann goes and shoves the nose of the Mustang into the plate.
Well, Trevethan's going to take the checkered flag, but it's the scrap here that'll decide the issue. Rogers and Hopwood. Hopwood just got the big car in front. Difficult for Rogers to get by. Here they come, up to the checkered flag, and the big Impala holds him out. Hopwood crosses the line ahead of Rogers. Trevethan up ahead of them, but a 1-minute penalty pending against him. Looks like it might cancel him out. Oh, boy.
Well, that gets our telecast off to a